Angel Reese receives her 8th tech, which will prohibit her from playing against the Indiana Fever. And 2, she's in some pretty hot water with her teammates about that Chicago Tribune article.
Angel Reese just got suspended, and the entire league is cracking up. Not because it's a huge deal, but because the Chicago Sky came up with the most absurd punishment ever. She's suspended for half a game. Not a full game, just a half. Who even does that? Do you think this move makes Chicago look strong or weak? Let me know your thoughts below.
But it honestly hasn't been the greatest week for Angel Reese because she did an interview where she talked about all things Chicago Sky, but there was a couple things that she said in the interview that truly rubbed her teammates and her coach the wrong way. And it was kind of a firestorm yesterday on social media. One of the things that was mentioned in the report is that Reese said that she doesn't believe her teammates Rachel Bannum or Haley Van Lith are capable of leading a playoff team. And according to the Tribune, Reese believes that the team needs to be overhauled this season around just 2 solidified pieces on the 2026 roster, herself and Camila Cardoso. She said, "I'm not settling for the same crap we did this year. We have to get good players. We have to get great players. However I can help to get the best here, that's what I'm going to do this offseason. I'd like to be here for my career, but if things don't pan out, obviously I might have to move in a different direction and do what's best for me." Those are sometimes just sentiments that you just don't say publicly. And her teammates unfortunately saw this, the coaching staff saw this, and then it was reported, multiple league sources told Front Office Sports the entire team has seen Reese's comments and the teammates are unhappy with the direct attacks. A team meeting is planned at which players are expected to address Reese directly. Now, Angel Reese, since all of that, she has apologized, she has taken some accountability, and the last thing that I will read for you guys is her apology. She said, "I don't think I'm frustrated with my team/organization. I think I'm frustrated with myself. I didn't intentionally mean..."
The Chicago Sky announced that Angel Reese will sit out the first half of their upcoming game against the Las Vegas Aces. Yes, you read that right. Not the whole game, just one half. It's not just strange, it's comedy gold. When have you ever seen anything like this? Normally, when players get suspended, they miss a game or two depending on the severity. But a half, that's something a college coach would do when a player is late to practice. Not a pro team disciplining a supposed star. This isn't discipline, it's a PR stunt.
It's not been Angel Reese's day. Basically, her entire team feels attacked by her from comments that she made in the Chicago Tribune article. This is what Front Office Sports is reporting. According to the report, Reese said she doesn't believe her teammates Rachel Bannum or Haley Van Lith are capable of leading a playoff team. Guard Ariel Atkins is another player on the Sky's roster with WNBA championship experience. "We are aware of it," Marsh said. Marsh is actually head coach of the Chicago Sky, and we're addressing it in-house as currently speaking. That's where we're staying right now.
The Sky wanted to look tough after Angel Reese publicly criticized her teammates and called out the locker room, but they didn't want to fully commit to a punishment, so they came up with this half-game nonsense, which ends up making them seem even weaker. If you're going to suspend her, do it. If not, don't. This halfway move screams indecision.
Some of the things that were said, I will read you some of the excerpts, which does kind of not make her team look good. One of which say, "We can't rely on Courtney," that's Courtney Vandersloot, "to come back at the age that she's at. I know she'll be a great asset for us, but we can't rely on that. We need someone probably a little younger with some experience, somebody who's been playing the game and is willing to compete for a championship and has done it before." Some of the other stuff that she said was also pretty bad. Like, "I'm not settling for the same we did this year. We have to get good players. We have to get great players. That's a non-negotiable for me. I am willing and wanting to play with the best, and however I can help to get the best here, that's what I'm gonna do this offseason. So it's gonna be very, very important this offseason to make sure that we attract the best of the best because we can't settle for what we have this year."
Now let's talk about how Reese got here. Angel decided to go public, calling out the team for needing better players and expressing frustration over their losing streak. That type of talk doesn't stay in the press, it's felt in the locker room. What made it worse, she didn't keep it vague. She named names, called out ages, and threw shade at veterans. That's not leadership, that's gasoline on a fire. What makes this even wilder is that Chicago's GM, Jeff P., publicly criticized Reese earlier this year, saying she needed to step up and do more for the team. No suspension for him, though. But when Reese does the same thing back, she gets sidelined. The double standard couldn't be more obvious.
So her saying we can't settle for what we have this year, That is basically like a slap in the face to Becca Allen. That is a slap in the face to Rachel Banham. That is a slap in the face to Ariel Atkins. And here's another quote. I'd like to be here for the rest of my career, but if things don't pan out, obviously I might have to move in a different direction and do what's best for me.
Chicago seems lost. They market Angel Reese as the face of the franchise, the one who sells tickets, the player they can build around. But when she opens her mouth and speaks her mind, they fold and issue suspensions.
I don't think I'm frustrated. I probably am frustrated myself right now. I think the language is taken out of context, and I really didn't intentionally mean to put down my teammates because they've been through this with me throughout the whole year. They busted their eyes, just how I busted my eyes. They showed up for me through thick and thin and in the locker room when nobody could see anything. So I would apologize to my teammates, which I already have. About the article and how it was misconstrued, about what was said, and I just have to be better with my language because I know it's not the message, it's the messenger, and understanding what I say can be taken any kind of way, so I just have to really be better and grow from this.
Let's face it, Reese isn't blameless here. Her play early in the season was rough. She missed layups, had poor shooting percentages, and was questioned for her effort. At one point, her shooting around the rim was under 30%. That's unacceptable for someone who thrives in the paint. The frustration from the GM wasn't unfounded. She needed to improve, and credit where it's due, she did get better. But even with that, she's not in a position to start calling out teammates publicly. That said, Chicago knew exactly what they were getting with Angel Reese. This is the same player who thrived on drama at LSU, made headlines for her antics as much as her play, and is outspoken and brash. That's part of her brand. You can't embrace that side when it's convenient for marketing, and then try to suppress it when it stirs things up. It doesn't work that way. So is this the end for Angel Reese in Chicago? It's starting to feel that way. Her teammates seem tired of her. The front office has no clue how to handle her, and Reese herself often seems checked out. It's not crazy to think she could be traded in the offseason, but the real question is, who wants to deal with this circus? It's not just about her talent, it's about whether a team is willing to take on the baggage of her personality. There's talk that Reese could be out of the league in a few years, but I don't see it. She's too talented and marketable to disappear that quickly. Still, she's going to need to mature if she wants to be more than just a flashy name. Comparisons to Draymond Green are not far off. She brings intensity and energy, but can also cross the line, rack up technical fouls, and put her team in tough spots. She's already got 8 techs this season. That's not toughness, that's a lack of control. With a team sitting at 10-30, the last thing you can afford is your star player being sidelined for technical fouls. Now, Chicago Sky fans are watching their season crumble, with stars sidelined by both the players' actions and the team's bizarre punishments. On the court, they're getting crushed. Off the court, the locker room is falling apart. Instead of focusing on building for the future, they're stuck in drama mode. And let's not forget, this suspension has blown up in the media. ESPN, AP, every major outlet is covering it. Why? Because it's so ridiculous. A half-game suspension is unheard of at this level, especially for a star player. The WNBA already struggles with credibility and player discipline, and this only makes it worse. If you're another player in that locker room, how do you feel? Do you feel supported because management punished Angel? Or do you feel embarrassed that your franchise has become a joke? My guess is the latter. Players want stability and a clear plan. Right now, the Sky look like they're making it up as they go, and that leads us back to Angel herself. Her reaction? Pure defiance. She didn't backtrack. She didn't apologize right away. She doubled down, claiming her words were twisted but reminding everyone she wants great players around her. Translation: sorry, not sorry. At least she tried to smooth things over with an apology, but the damage was already done. Once you throw your teammates under the bus in the media, trust is broken. The locker room is fractured, and a half-game suspension isn't going to fix that. If anything, it just creates more tension. And let's not pretend this is about one bad comment. Angel's been racking up texts, arguing with refs, and always at the center of controversy. When it happens every few weeks, it's no longer bad luck, it's who you are. The Sky are learning that the hard way, and they don't know how to handle it. The worst part? This team wasn't going anywhere this season anyway. They're near the bottom of the standings, far from playoff contention. A half-game suspension won't change that. In fact, it only speeds up the inevitable breakup between Reese and the franchise. So where do the Sky go from here? Honestly, they're backed into a corner. They suspended Angel Reese for half a game, and that says everything you need to know. They didn't have the courage to bench her entirely, but they didn't have the confidence to let it slide either. They took the middle road, and as always, the middle road leads to a ditch. Fans are laughing, the media is laughing, the players are laughing. You don't earn respect in the WNBA with half measures. You either set a standard or you don't. Right now, the Sky are showing they have no idea what the standard is, and let's not pretend this helps team chemistry. When you're already losing and your best player is at odds with her teammates, no half-game suspension is going to fix that. Trust in the locker room is gone, and that can't be repaired with 20 minutes off the court. Let's break this down even further. Angel Reese's problem isn't just that she talks too much, it's that her game doesn't fully support her words. She's a fantastic rebounder, no question there. She hustles, fights on the glass, and brings energy. But she's inconsistent offensively, racks up unnecessary fouls, and as we've seen, has a major technical foul issue. When you're the best player on a losing team, you can't afford to give people reasons to criticize you. Fans see it too. They see her effort one night and her arguing with refs the next. They hear her calling for better players while she's still trying to prove she can be the #1 option. It doesn't inspire confidence, it divides the team. Now imagine being a free agent looking at this team. Are you eager to sign with Chicago right now? Probably not. Between the front office chaos, the half-game suspensions, and Reese stirring things up, this franchise looks more like a soap opera than a basketball team. That's the kind of environment players avoid, unless they have no other options. But here's the thing, Angel Reese thrives in chaos. She's built her brand on being unapologetic, dramatic, and confrontational. From LSU to the pros, she's made waves by speaking her mind and not backing down. Some love it, some hate it, but everyone notices. That's why she's not going anywhere. If Chicago trades her, someone else will take the risk because controversy sells. That said, if Angel wants to actually win, she'll have to evolve. The bad girl act only works for so long when your team is 10-30 and you're being suspended for running your mouth. At some point, production has to outweigh the drama. If not, teams will stop putting up with it. Right now, her rebounding and marketability are buying her time, but time runs out fast in this league. If you don't take the next step, the front office has been anything but impressive this year. From publicly criticizing Reese to this ridiculous suspension, they've come off as indecisive and reactive. Strong teams set clear expectations. Weak teams improvise. Guess where the sky fall? Perception is everything in today's sports world, and the perception now is that Angel Reese's half-game suspension is the story. Not the Sky's record, not their future, not their actual basketball games. ESPN is covering this far more than their offensive schemes. That's a problem. When the story becomes about how ridiculous your team looks, you've already lost. Meanwhile, Reese is leaning into it. She apologized, sure, but then kept saying her words were twisted. That's not an apology, it's PR. And fans see right through it. But that's why she'll survive. She's too stubborn to be broken by suspensions or criticism. If the Sky don't want her, someone else will take her and hand her the keys. She's a star in the WNBA, whether people like it or not. But being a star is more than just headlines. It's about consistency, leadership, and making your team better. Right now, Angel has 2 out of 3. She's consistent on the glass. She creates headlines, but she hasn't shown she can elevate her team. Till she does, she's just noise with rebounds. The Sky tried to silence it with a suspension, but all they did was amplify it. Now the league is talking about Angel Reese again. Her name is trending, her comments are circulating, and the half-game suspension will go down as one of the most bizarre punishments in WNBA history. Meanwhile, Chicago's still struggling. Their record is still awful. Their locker room's still a mess. Their season's still over. Nothing has changed, except now they look even worse. Was this discipline or desperation? Let me know in the comments. And if you want more breakdowns of the wildest stories in the WNBA, hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell. More madness is on the way.